Nothing is looking good. An emergency has arisen. It threatens the whole supply of Shiba Inu. The Shiba Inu development team is attempting to reassure the people, but it seems like the terrible news keeps coming in. Are we all going to be rescued by Kusama? This is serious business, and it's possible that we are living in the most perilous period in Shiba Inu history. However, what is really happening, and what are we able to do? Alright, let me clarify. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. Please note that by the time you see this video, some rates may have changed. Financial advice is not included in this video. There has been a major drama in the Shiba Inu community lately, and it is significantly upending everything. Something startling has been discovered by the blockchain analytics tool Bubble Maps. An incredible $2.5 billion worth of Shiba Inu are kept in one whale. Not every holder is the same as this whale. It has around 10% of the whole supply of Shiba Inu. What's even more intriguing is that this enormous sum is dispersed over around 150 distinct locations. Of course, this has led to a great deal of conjecture. Who's responsible for this? What was their origin? What does this signify for Shiba Inu's future? One cannot overlook the risk here. There is a central point of authority when one organization owns a significant amount of the Bitcoin supply. Their decision to sell even a small portion of their assets might result in a sharp decline in Shiba Inu's value and market turmoil. Trust is also weakened by this kind of focus. Shiba Inu financiers and the larger cryptocurrency community appreciate decentralization, which is the distribution of power rather than its control by one party. Being aware of someone with this much power breeds doubt and anxiety. This insight is profound, particularly in light of the long-standing teachings of Kusama, a key player in the Shiba Inu project. As the foundation of Shiba Inu's philosophy, Kusama has always highlighted decentralization, a structure in which no one individual or organization has excessive influence. However, given that one whale owns 10% of the supply, it calls into question the notion that Shiba Inu is a really decentralized cryptocurrency. It causes people to wonder whether the initiative is really as fragmented as they were told. This finding is seen by investors as a betrayal. Many invested heavily in Shiba Inu because they supported its community-driven development and decentralized philosophy. And now that we know about this whale, it's disappointment rather than simply dread. Questions are being asked. What caused this to occur? Was it a simple oversight, or was it deliberate? Above all, what steps are being taken to guarantee Shiba Inu's prosperity and equity in the future? During its peak, Shiba Inu's worth surged to $5 billion, and this whale made some intriguing decisions. The assets were first combined into a single location before being divided into 14 distinct addresses in November 2021. These were then separated into around 150 addresses, a step that seems to have been made to lower risks and provide an additional degree of anonymity. The blockchain analytics tool Bubble Maps highlighted how, although not appearing on typical bubble maps, these transactions are simple to monitor with the appropriate visualization tools. The research also demonstrates the remarkable skill with which this whale wallet has been maintained. Since the beginning, it has maintained its composure and retained the majority of its Shiba Inu assets, despite all the market turmoil and price fluctuations. This has sparked some crazy conjecture. Is this Ryoshi, the enigmatic Shiba Inu creator? The public lost sight of Ryoshi in 2021. Satoshi Nakamoto, the inventor of Bitcoin, disappeared, leaving behind a legacy and unanswered questions. However, Kusama, who is now in charge of the Shiba Inu environment, has flatly refuted these allegations. Nobody knows this enigmatic individual, and one should be cautious of anybody who cannot verify their identity by wallet movement, Kusama said in a post. Don't trust the hype. Although the community is reassured by this forceful declaration, the question remains unexplained. This finding has caused some to feel conflicted. It seems like a major issue on the one hand to know that so many Shiba Inu are linked to a single unidentified holder. If things go wrong, it might be problematic and goes against the decentralization objective. However, you wish to put your confidence in Kusama. He is highly renowned for his dedication to Shiba Inu principles, and his remarks are taken seriously in the community. People are now divided. Is this just a sad fact of the project's development, or is there more to this tale than first appears? The community is left wondering what will happen next, and the uncertainty is scary. Shiba Inu's main investors have responded quickly, however, and the situation does not seem to be improving despite the uncertainties. A discernible trend of big holdings retreating has been seen lately. Shiba Inu coins have seen a sharp decline in net flow, according to data, with more coins leaving big wallets than joining them. Shiba Inu have really been leaving in huge numbers, suggesting that some major players may lose their positions. Inflows are increasing concurrently, indicating that some people are still purchasing even if others are selling. The market is now in an odd position of equilibrium as a result of this back and forth, with neither side showing any significant momentum. However, it is noteworthy that many of the biggest owners, referred to as whale owners, are reluctant to take significant actions, particularly when it comes to purchasing more Shiba Inu. In the long run, Shiba Inu's price has been rising consistently since early November, rising well above its lowest points. These big holders seem to be waiting, however. They are delaying important choices until the price reaches a point where they feel comfortable taking decisive action. Right now, it seems like the market is in a holding pattern and everyone is waiting to see what will happen next. The uncertainty that already looms over the Shiba Inu community is increased by the key participants' reluctance. It's unclear whether the present selling trend will continue or if whales will begin purchasing again in the near future. The price chart's subsequent movements will undoubtedly show their intentions, and it could be the defining moment for Shiba Inu. Nevertheless, Satoshi Kusama is optimistic about the project's future, despite all the news. In response to the Shiba Inu community's increasing interest in the ecosystem's future, Kusama recently said, he alluded to a comprehensive marketing strategy that will eventually boost Shiba Inu. Recently, Shiba's authorities accepted Kusama's idea, and he promised to provide more specifics shortly. Many were excited by the news, particularly as they conjectured about the implications for important coins like Bone, which underpins the Shibarium network. Even the possibility of Bone being listed on the biggest exchange was proposed by one forum member. But Kusama didn't waste any time in reminding everybody that the plan is more than simply a gesture. He hinted that the marketing campaign will include all of the technology they have been developing, as well as Shiba, Leash, Treat, and the whole Shiba Inu ecosystem. He sent a clear message. One element of the puzzle is not the focus of this. It's about the ecosystem as a whole working together to flourish. The community may be in dire need of Kusama's confidence at this time. Although the whale's finding has raised concerns, knowing that a well-planned strategy is in place may help reduce some of those worries. It indicates that the group is committed to Shiba Inu's long-term goals. This serves as a reminder to supporters and investors that the initiative is still ongoing and has significant plans in the works. Despite everything, the Shiba Inu crew hasn't been silent. One of the Shiba Inu team's well-known members, Lucy, reassured the community on Twitter. The Shiba devs' motto is "think outside the box," she wrote. They never stop pushing the envelope and coming up with innovative ways to keep the environment healthy. Lucy and Kusama's messages began to allay the mounting worries. They reaffirmed to the community that the creator's primary goal is to advance the project with caution and originality. However, the atmosphere changed once again just as the thrill was beginning to develop. A significant turning point for Shiba Inu was created when on-chain data showed a huge support cluster of over 55 trillion tokens. This cluster, which includes tens of thousands of addresses, falls between 4 zeros 12 and 4 zeros 13. For Shiba Inu's stability and future development, it's a crucial stage. On the one hand, the 50-day exponential moving average supports this cluster, which functions as a safety net and exhibits remarkable durability despite the market's overall volatility. Price spikes have often been triggered by heavy action at this level, provided that general market circumstances remain favorable. However, it might collapse further if Shiba Inu are unable to maintain this level, which would be a devastating blow to the community. A good mix of accumulation and financial gain is evident in the fact that 47% of Shiba Inu addresses are now in the money, which further adds to the unpredictability of the situation. However, historically, this area has also seen price rejection. Shiba Inu might reach all-time highs if it breaks through this zone with robust trading activity. If not, the cost may drop. To the Shiba Inu community, today has been nothing short of an emotional roller coaster. For a time, the news is excellent. The developers are optimistic about the future. Next, there's awful news: Shanxi pricing levels and whale fears. Then, just as everything are about to calm down, another twist appears. For owners of Shiba Inu, it has been an emotional journey. Lucy wanted to quell the tempest with one more message: just because you haven't succeeded yet doesn't mean you've failed. Know the difference. The community was reminded by her remarks that patience is essential, particularly in the volatile realm of cryptocurrencies. But how do you feel about this? Post a comment below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up to see our most recent material. Share it and subscribe to the channel.